Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We've got a whole lot lined up on the show this evening where we'll be looking at some stories making the round in the world of sports. Let's start with athletics this evening. It's a good news for Nigerians. This is it's a country that has 200 million plus population, and out of 200 million population, we are doing well in our respective sports that we find ourselves. And this time around, we have a Nigerian who will be going to the Olympics also in athletics, but this time around, not with Team Nigeria, but with another team from the Middle East. We have Udo, that is Nefiok Udo, who has been appointed as a technical director for the Saudi Arabia contingent that will be going to the Paris Olympics. So he will be leading Team Saudi Arabia for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. If you follow Nigerian sports, in Sydney 2000, he anchored the last leg and gave us gold from a losing position. Nigeria grabbed gold in the 4 by 100 meter relay race for the men. So this guy is a fantastic guy in Sydney Olympics, giving us that gold medalist. All right, we have Abba Michael on the show this evening for Nefiok Udo. He will be leading Team Nigeria, Team Saudi Arabia, I beg your pardon, not Nigeria now, to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Fantastic athlete. I remember that race in Sydney 2000 where she powered to the finishing line from a losing position. Okay, all right, we'll have Isaac also joining us this evening. Isaac, good one for a Nigerian leading team, Saudi Arabia, to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games.
Emmanuel, good evening. Thank you for having me again. You started by saying that we have a lot of Nigerians. We have over 200 million, and a lot of Nigerians out there that are doing things great. And this shows that even if we cannot do it all for Nigeria, we cannot all do it for Nigeria, we can do it for other countries that are interested in us. So we are exporting what we can do outside Nigeria. And don't forget that before Intl was picked by Saudi Arabia, it was with the Lagos state government, Lagos state athletics. He was the one that was Lagos know how it plans its things. You will not be surprised that they go to the next National Sports Festival and they are winning it, because they always have a good plan on ground and they work with people that matters. So Nefiok, who reminded us of how he came from a losing position and gets the 4 by 100 relay race for Nigeria in Sydney in 2000, after getting his name with the Saudi Arabian government that will be leading the Saudi Arabian athletes to Paris. When it comes to athletics, you will not mention Saudi Arabia, definitely. You don't think that they can break any record. You don't think that they can win any major race. But now they have a young man from Nigeria who is renowned in the world for his race when he was still running, now leading them. I'm proud as a Nigerian. Very proud as a Nigerian, Emmanuel. And I hope that this is not very short for him to make an impact. And I know this shouldn't just be only for the Olympics. They should retain him for a longer period and get the athletics developed. Saudi can go anywhere to get anyone who will impress and place value or add value to whatever they have on ground. So I'm supporting Nefiok succeed.
Okay, you are supporting Nefiok Udo to succeed right there, where he will be leading Team Saudi Arabia to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Like Isaac mentioned, before this appointment, he is the technical director for the Lagos State Athletics body. So let's see what he will do with Team Saudi Arabia right there at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games.
I want to comment on this.
If you watch that race again, Sydney 2004 by 100 meter relay race for men, from a losing position, picking the gold medal for Nigeria. That is something that we are going to see for quite a very long time. All right, let's leave that story and go straight to CAF. Yes, the draws were made in the course of the week, and for Nigerian clubs, that is for Nigerian club side, the likes of Rangers International, Enugu Rangers, Remo Stars, Academy Warriors, and Enyimba of Aba, all of them have known the teams they were playing in the first round of the CAF Confederations Cup and the CAF Champions League. But for Enugu Rangers, the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League, the coach of the side is talking ahead of the games, ahead of the qualifier against a team from Comoros, and he has said that there are no longer Minnows when it comes to football, and most especially on the continent of Africa. That is Fidelis Ilechukwu talking about the team that will be playing in the CAF Champions League.
Well, Emmanuel, you see, Ilechukwu is not going to have a sports experience on the continent. Remember, he did it with MFM, and he has also seen it all when it comes to the Nigerian league. He knows he needs to be very humble. He knows that Rangers have played in the continent also. But the fact that the club is coming from Comoros doesn't mean that club should be underrated. We are going to the continent. Rangers are going to the continent. They must do everything possible. I think Rangers is even lucky to have what looks like an easy draw. But hey, don't call them easy draw when you've not even played them. So I love the spirit that Ilechukwu is bringing in. This is to make him very focused, not to look down on anybody. And I hope he is going to act, the talk, and make sure that they don't, look down on the club because it's coming from Comoros. Yes, surprise can spring up in football.
I hope they don't look down on the club. All right, we have Abba Michael joining us this evening. Abba Michael, quickly, we talked about Udo Obang being appointed as the technical director for the Saudi Arabia, Team Saudi Arabia, that will be going to Paris Olympic Games. Quickly.
Yes, I mean, when you have your own and you don't value your own, others will value your own for you. I think that's the case of a nephew of Udo Ubang. 19 years ago, I squatted with him to run 200 meters in the Mobile National Track and Field. I can't forget, he ran a 20.55 in 200 meters. But before then, I saw him, I idolized him years before that race that I had with him. Now, in Sydney Olympics, I heard you say 4x1. It's 4x400 meters, not 4x1. We were 5th or 6th position when he got the baton last in Sydney. He came and he was able to overtake, I think, Bahamas and then Trinidad and Tobago. He was able to overtake all of them and got close. I think that was Michael Johnson's last race, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected. But he was able to close in for a silver that became a gold medal after 15 years. It took until 2015 before the test result for one of the 4x4 runners for United States to come out. And that was how we got to the gold. Again in Athens, 2004, the same nephew Udo Ubang, who were trailing, I think, also 5th position of 6th. When he got the baton again as last position, he was able to take it and get a bronze medal for Nigeria. And in case you don't know, I was in Mobile Track and Field, even in that 2004 national trials. I was there. I got to the semi-finals in the 100 meters. I watched a nephew of Udo Obang. He managed to make that team. He barely made the team as a 4x4 runner. So he wasn't even 1, 2, 3. But when the Olympics came calling, he was able to decimate the field and pull up the magic that he did 4 years prior. And now the same nephew of Udo Obang, if you have a conversation with him, you will know he's a guy who is very cerebral, he's very smart, he understands athletics management. I agree with Isaac. And now another country has exported him. It's like he has just japa, and this is not just brain drain, but this is track drain for Nigeria.
All right, this is track drain for Nigeria for Udo Obang. In Sydney 2000, he actually ran 2 races, the 4x4 and 4x100 meter relay race for men. He actually did that magic. It's 4x1 and not the 4x4. All right, let's look at
it's 4x4
quickly. We were still talking
it's
about
4x4, not 4x1.
We talked about him. Isaac, if you look at the team that will be playing, like you mentioned, that Fidelis has experience, this is not the first time he will be going on the continent. But for, what can we really do? Getting to the continent is always a very hard one for us. The last time we had a success was 2-3, 2-4 with Enyiba. Okay, we are not hearing you. Okay, all right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, all right, Isaac, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I said unfortunately and sadly, we will still not be successful in this new season on the continent. And not because we don't have the clubs to be successful, but we are still far behind. Looking at the clubs who have been doing well on the continent, who have been getting to the semi-finals, and to the finals are winning it, have we closed that gap yet? Financially, we have not. In terms of structure, we have not. Even in terms of quality of players, at times we rate our players so high that we fail to look at the quality of players from Morocco, the quality of players from Tunisia, the quality of players from Congo, DR, quality of players from Egypt. Even look at Dream FC from Ghana the last season. Look at the quality of players they paraded. Unfortunately, we have overhyped our players, thinking because all players are good. All players are not good. That's just a fact. So the gap is still there. Eyimba then was successful because of the massive backing he got financially. They were able to get the best players in Nigeria, some from other countries on the continent, and got a chairman that understands the politics of football. Is that happening now? Do we have club side with that character, with that structure, with that backing? No. So we'll just still go there. The players will still try, sell themselves, sell the club side, but I don't see us succeeding. Not Remo Stars, not Rangers, not El Academy Warriors or Enyimba. I stand to be corrected on this, but I don't see them going that far. Even the Enyimba will not go very far.
Okay, let's see how that go for Rangers International. They are recruiting players, I can tell you that for free, that they are also trying to bring in some foreign-based players to their team. One or two should be on their way to Enugu to join them. They are actually making some good moves to get players because they have a whole lot. They will be defending their title. They will also be playing domestic cup in Nigeria and then on the continent. All right, let's look at some transfer stories this evening. Quickly, we'll start with this one. We are happy that Nigerian players are also making good move while some wants to stay in their various clubs. But let's start with a man who came to the EPL and wasn't really able to hold his own down with Southampton in the English Premier League. They got relegated and he moved to Turkey, and in Turkey he revived his career. That is Paul Onuachu, who is keen on Trabzonspor move. Paul Onuachu wants to remain with Trabzonspor in Turkey. Michael, for this tall and lanky striker, he came to Southampton and didn't really play well, but going to Turkey, he was able to come back to form. This is a guy that was scoring goals with reckless abandon in Belgium before coming to the English Premier League.
Yes, I mean, the EPL is not for everybody. We are built differently. Some strikers are built differently. Some fit differently as well. And I think the Turkish league will be a good destination for him. Sometimes when you are a striker and teams keep calling, they want your services. One thing strikers sometimes fail to understand is that you need to understand if your playing style fits into some of these teams that come for you. Sometimes they just go for big names. Oh yes, I play in the Premier League, I played in La Liga. If you check my resume, you will see that I was once upon a time in Real Madrid. It's not about being in Real Madrid or Manchester or Chelsea, but it's about your career. Where can your career progress? We are talking about career progression and where you can properly integrate. And I think Paul Onuachu, in my opinion, is not pacey enough. I know he's a good striker, but I don't think he's pacey enough for either the English Premier League or the Championship. And I think Turkey will be a good destination for him. I hope he's able to pick up the pieces and revive and revamp his career so that he can be firing on all cylinders just like he once did.
Okay, he wants to actually remain in Turkey because he was loaned to Trabzonspor by Southampton after they got relegated. All right, moving ahead this evening, let's look at another transfer story. He has been on the transfer table for quite some weeks. It concerns Manchester United and Bayern Munich for a particular player, that is Mathis de Ligt, wants to play for Manchester United, but Bayern Munich is holding out for a 50 million euros. That is what Bayern Munich want as the player fancy Man United move. Isaac, for Mathis de Ligt, he wants to, let's call it a reunion with his former boss, where they both got to the UEFA Champions League semi-final and then in Ajax.
A reunion that is belated, if you ask me. I remember when Fernand came initially, he wanted him. He refused. He chose Juventus, and another opportunity came. He chose Bayern Munich. And since injury didn't allow him maintain a good form last season, he lost even his position. He lost his place in the starting 11 due to injuries and bad form. He's not thinking of United. I just hope he'll be able to revive his career and able to, get that same form he had in Ajax, and even what he displayed in Turin, because he was successful in Turin, because he was regular and was performing very well. So for a player that is not in good form till the end of the season, coming to United, I have a lot to prove. Yes, he has played with Erik ten Hag. I mean, he was his captain, so they know each other. He understands his philosophy better. But I think gradually, United is turning to a Dorchester United.
Okay, let's see. He himself wants to go to Manchester United for Mathis de Ligt, but good one if that move will go through. All right, Albert Michael, I will not allow you to react to that because you are an Arsenal fan. I know you want to throw a jab to Manchester United. But let's move on that transfer and look at this other one where Benfica rejects PSG Man United offers for midfielder João Neves. This guy is fantastic midfielder, young midfielder, but for Benfica they really don't want him to go. Michael, Man United, PSG, these two teams are alongside Chelsea, but Chelsea is not here right now. But for PSG and Man United, they really want to beef up their team. They want players, and I know why. They want to compete at the highest level. For PSG, they have been looking for Champions League trophy. For Man U, they want to win the EPL. Now they are looking for players who can give them these titles.
Yes, I mean, this is what Manchester City has done. Manchester City has turned their rivals into window shoppers, and because of what Man City has done for 4 years, Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal have now spent all their time shopping just to ensure they manage to compete in the next season. Of course, I'm giving the credit to Man City actually, because if not for their continuous success, Man United will not have been spoiled to make sure that they shop everything out of ShopRite, the sporting ShopRite. And I think that's what's actually happening. Even though Benfica rejected the offer, we need to understand that sometimes Benfica too is a top team, and they want to make as much money as possible from every player that goes out of their ranks, and that's why you see the rejection so far. But Man U should take it easy. I think they want to pick every best player. They want the elites. They want every player available. They want them to come to Man United ranks. That is not how you win. Look at Chelsea. After shopping with 1 billion, look at where they ended up. Man U should be more tactical and strategic. I mean, in their shopping for players, let them look at the fitting with Bruno Fernandes. I mean, who can come in and fit into their midfield or strike, not just to pick any player they see in the market, all in the name of beefing their squad.
Okay, all in the name of strengthening their squad for Benfica, they rejected PSG and Manchester United offer for midfielder João Neves. All right, let's take this one. Well, this time around, I think Chelsea are trying to. It is what it is. Chelsea stopped Atletico Madrid's Samu Omoro John Chase. He's a Nigerian, but he has not played for the country. Fantastic striker. He plays for Atletico Madrid, but he was loaned out last season by Atletico Madrid, and he's back to his parent club, that is Atletico Madrid. But Chelsea have been looking for this striker for quite some time, but at the end of the day, Chelsea is putting a stop to it. Isaac, Chelsea is as if the whole transfer, the whole chase of Samuel Morojon is now becoming a nightmare, and for Maresca, he has decided to pull out. Okay, Chelsea has decided to pull out of looking for Samuel Omorodion.
Well, if it is difficult and doesn't suit you any longer, you pull out instead of creating an unnecessary battle. And for Chelsea, remember that they still need that point man going into the new season, because that was one of the Achilles heels of Chelsea last season. So they need to get a point man, a prolific striker who can score at least 20 goals in the EPL per season. They haven't gotten that. And remember, Lukaku is still their player. We don't know what they will do. They were also interested in Osimhen, so we don't know what they will do. Probably they will still retain Nkuku and the likes to be the main striker for the team. But time is ticking. Time is ticking. They need to set their priority right and ensure that they get at least 2 good strikers that can get them many good defense for them next season.
2 good strikers that can get them goals for the next season. All right, let's take the last one on the show this evening. AC Milan wants RB Salzburg defender Strahinja Pavlovic. He was there in Euro 2024 and did so well. But that is where we'll be leaving it on the show this evening. Thanks to Abba Michael and Isaac Omediji from Bida, and then Michael from Plateau joining up on the show this evening. It's a wonderful one having you guys on Sports Update.
Thank you very much. You're always the best, Sports Senator.
All right, that is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.